I I got the best permission. Good evening, afternoon, morning, wherever you are. I hope you're having a good day. I hope you had a great Valentine's Day. I had a great birthday. I am 37 years old. I have better news than that. This concerns metal detecting. It doesn't have anything to do with DoorDash or any of that nonsense. My other avenues of things that I look into or research. This has to do with metal detecting. I got the best permission. Not when it's really good. It is really good, and it's through my school that I got it. It's this networking. I have to do this volunteer project for school, nothing else. This volunteer for a couple hours, 10 hours. It's 10 hours. So it's an extended period of time. But I have to find a place to do it. So I, being me, love history. And I have a lot of knowledge about the Waterville area and a lot of questions that I want answered about the Waterville area. So I volunteered my time at the local historical society in Waterville, Maine, which is located at the Reddington Museum in Waterville, Maine. It is amazing. And they said, yes, come on over. Yeah, they're not doing any research right now, but what they are doing is documenting books, old books and old letters throughout the centuries. Any pretty much any time period, they are copying and scanning. So the Reddington Museum is home to the Waterville Historical Society. The Reddington building or museum was built in 1845. The Historical Society took the building over. It was either bought for or given to the town. The Historical Society took the building over in 1914. Asa Reddington built it for his son. His, Asa Reddington is an amazing individual. He was a part of George Washington's color guard. Amazing, just amazing. So, besides being a corporal in George Washington's elite color guard, he survived multiple engagements throughout the Revolutionary War. I'll show you a picture. Not the engagements, but of who he served under, which is really cool because they're still popular last names in Maine. But he's in Maine regiments, and it's just a cool little connection. So after the war, he came back to Maine, and he obtained the water rights to the Teutonic Falls in Waterville. Built dam downstream of the falls of Teutonic Falls, and then he built multiple mills. He had two sons and produced grain and multiple other different things. They made money from it. That's how they made their money. And then in 1814, Asa Reddington built this house for one of his sons. I'm not sure, but it's just cool because there's still family heirlooms in the house from that time. And it's just interesting. The house itself is, like I said, it's from the 1814. It's from 1814, and should be an amazing property to detect on. And I've gotten permission to do it, which is amazing. It hasn't been detected on before, as far as I know. The parking lot is the only issue. They tore the parking lot up this summer up to, I think it was a pretty good depth. So like there's at least 100 years of history taken out of the parking lot to make a better parking lot, whatever. That I still have amazing property to detect. even if I don't find old stuff, I'm still gonna find something from maybe the 1920s, maybe some spare change, maybe maybe something that someone lost and I can give back. Whatever, it's gonna be fun. It's gonna be doing some volunteer work. So I love doing volunteer work, and I love doing historical research. While I was there, I had to ask some questions. There's some questions about Waterville that I've been looking for that I haven't been able to answer on my own. And the caretaker, amazing. Like it's him and his wife who take care of the building, and the guy just knows information like nothing else. He just can pop off like random answers, and he did over and over and over, answered all my questions. My biggest question was about a town hero, Waterville hero that has been forgotten. No one really knows about him, so I guess he's not really a hero anymore. He enlisted at 19, caught tuberculosis, and then he was down for a while. And they let him go. And he re-enlisted. He had some other health problems, so he came back after the war. He came back to Waterville, or came back to Maine and bought like 62 or 69 acres. I don't know if that's like total land mass or in different areas. I know his wife had family in China, Maine, and he had property in China, Maine, and that's where he started off. Charles Nielsen buys this large amount of acres in Waterville. In the books, in all the research that I was looking for, it said it was on the old Oakland Road or old Waterville Road, but it wasn't there. That's not it at all. Anyway, so he bought this mass amount of acres, and that's where he set up his farm, which turned into the Sunnydale Farm I think it's Sunnydale Farms. Why he's a town hero is because he bred this horse. Horse racing was huge, and on his farm he made a horse racetrack, whatever you want to call it. And so it brought more people to Waterville to gamble for horse racing and horse tracks and stuff like that. And it made Waterville a lot of money. But he was the fastest. His horse was the fastest horse in the Northeast. And for the longest period of time. Then he got in some trouble. So he got suspended for 2 years. Or well, his horse got suspended for 2 years. So him riding the horse or him using the horse in the horse race or in the trotting is what they called it. I'm not exactly sure why he was suspended. Something about, I don't know if it's buying a race or buying the first slot and then not running. I don't really know. There was a lot of drama, and it brought a lot of attention to him at that time, which was also called Nielsen, or I forgot what number it was. It's just an interesting story, and it brought fame to Waterville. Anyway, I was looking for this farm. I was looking for the Sunnydale Farm, its location. Couldn't find it. Couldn't find anything on it. I thought it was on the border of Fairfield and Waterville because that would make more sense because it's a flat. That area is kind of flat, but it wasn't at all. The caretaker, the historian at the Reddington Museum was like, no, you wouldn't even guess. You wouldn't even guess where it was. And I was like, where is it? He's like, it's Tractor Supply sits on it right now. FK Plaza. That was kind of disheartening. I mean, I could still go check it out and metal detect and see what I can find. But man, and I don't know if like it was, like I said, that whole area, or that like his farm was right there, like his farmhouse is where that, who knows. But that whole area is pretty interesting anyway, where the land is. And if it's 62 acres, there's a lot of land there to go check out. But interesting story, interesting place to go metal detecting. Answers. I have a way to answer my questions about Waterville, and that excites me. Not only do I have a great place to metal detect, but I have a place to go get answers, and it's all in the same location. All right, mainly dig.